Hey, hey, how's it going? One second. I don't think my chat can hear you. No, they second. Okay, now they should be able to.
Test. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, they can. They can. All good. All good. All good.
Everything's good.
Yes, yes, yes. They're here. Hey, how you?
Okay, cool. Well, how's it going?
Going good. Going good. I was just checking the drafts here.
Yeah. Big standout for me was Vivi picking Berber's first pick. So it was right after Sobek picked Mongols. So we might have a bit of counterplay there,
I
which is
thought,
which is kind of nice.
yeah, I thought the same, but then again, Sobek can just fall back to Malians for Coastal Mountain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Good later pick there.
yeah, feel like that he has that going for him for sure.
Yeah. So Graveyard's game one. Gonna keep tabs on these guys. It doesn't look like they've started yet. And then Land Madness for Vivi and then Coast Mountain for Sobek. But what are you thinking about this series here? Both players promoted up from gold. Both players won their group. So it's kind of hard to split them there. Who's your favorite? What do you think will be the difference?
Oh, I have my money on Vivi on this one, but I definitely think that Sobek can take at least one game from him.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a
yeah, sorry, go on.
no, yeah, it's just like it's a big series. I'll repeat this, but it's a really big series because this is the group that has Leary, Viper, and Tato. So if you're aiming to get fourth place and survive, your best chance to get wins over the other two you're going to be competing with is in a series like this. So I think long term, whoever wins the sets between Sobek Vivi, Vivi Classic Pro, Sobek Classic Pro, that's probably going to be the player that falls into the fourth place spot.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, Vivi has an amazing run in KOTD 5, or at least that was it in my opinion. I feel like KOTD 5 really showed how much Vivi stepped up his game, even though we don't see, I don't know, usually on the ladder like on the other pro players.
Yeah, and it's funny how we can always spin it. That also could be a weakness, right? I think on this draft it's fine because graveyards and land madness are very Arabia like. But I'm wondering how Vivi will perform in a mixed map tournament because he's very good on Arabia, but I think he's historically been underprepared for more mixed maps. And I don't actually know, but I would be a little surprised if Vivi did any like preparation or training on some of these other maps. I feel like Sobek has. I think like some of the other players, Ganji, Barles, maybe freaking Andy,
Right.
Daniel, all these guys who've been promoted. I think they've probably been trying to test out some things a bit more.
Obviously, because it's a big thing for them, right? Especially for some of them, promoting to platinum feels like it was a big thing, right? So
Yep, yep.
they definitely
And
want to stay
maybe
here.
maybe the issue for Vivi too is like he had such heights to his career too. He's like, I'll just ease my way into this. I platinum. I mean, I was top 10 once. Should I train for this? I don't know.
Yeah, he'd be chill like that. Yes.
Yeah, he's notoriously he just plays the game, and that's why maybe Sobek not banning out graveyards it could be seen as a surprise. But I don't have an issue with it because knowing Sobek, he's always been brought such a solid level. He, like Vivi's, been around well before the definitive edition, and he beat some insane names in the previous season. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick, but I think it was the group that had Heart. It was the group that had Daniel. I'm looking at it now. Okay, so yes, Sobek was first in a group. I was way off. He was
Yeah.
first in a group that had Classic Pro, Mihai, and then Rapard, Say My Name, and Gabby. And then Vivi, he was first in the group that had Lan, Lix, Dragonstar, Fire, and Samaro. So, I mean,
Oh
really
wow.
big names
Okay.
both
Yep.
ways. But
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
Vivi's group was maybe the toughest, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean having fire there, and there was another big name,
Dragonstar,
Dragonstar.
Lix,
Exactly. Yeah.
Lan.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys are really strong.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, I'm keeping tabs. They haven't started yet. They're adding each other as friends on Steam.
Okay, all right. Well,
This
that's
is
a
a
start.
bonding moment.
This is a start. Yeah, I have
Yes,
an eye on Spec Dashboard as well.
we're here for players' careers and viewers' entertainment, but also to bring players closer together.
It's so
So
wholesome.
I know we don't announce that stuff. We don't want to be too cheesy at the start, but that's really what it's all about. You just be friends before you go kill each other. You know,
Yeah. Wait, what?
in the game, not.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay.
It's a war game. Don't forget about that. There's blood, and you're like killing innocent villagers constantly.
Mm,
Is this too
depends.
weird? Is this too real for you?
No, no, no. I just have I don't know. I just watched Viper set yesterday, and they don't lose too many villagers. I don't know. Those are
Yeah.
usually quick wall.
So you covered a decent amount of gold. They're probably going to start their game here. We'll keep an eye on it. But
Mhm.
did you have like a favorite standout player from gold, or a series that stuck with you the most?
Oh, there were a couple. There were a couple that I said several times, like, oh no, this for sure was my favorite set. First one that comes to mind is Neely Kasva.
Oh, yeah, that was a good series.
That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
my favorite thing about that series was how you could feel the pressure, like watching the units move. You just could feel
exactly.
the anxiety and like the heights of the moment. That was cool.
And honestly, in lots of the games throughout Gold League, you would feel a bit of I don't know, you would feel the game being a bit one-sided. One of the players just preparing more for his home map or just being a bit more prepared for one of the maps. But I felt throughout all of the games in that set that all the games were so close. It just felt really competitive.
Yep, yep, and went back and forth the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a fun one. Plus, it was the drama of the moment
True. Yeah.
where with the results that had to
Yeah.
happen, and then to make things even more ridiculous, Nilly gets the result that he needs, wins 2-1, and then Kasva had to win 3-0 in order to pass Nilly to go into the playoffs, and then Kasva did it against FedEx. So it was wild.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then I think Winchester Mihai was a pretty good one as well. That was one of the first, actually.
Oh
Or
yeah, I didn't see that series, but I did see the result. I think
you
Vinch
were gone,
won
yeah.
2-1.
2-1, yeah, but
Yep.
there was a long hideout game.
Ah, got it. Yeah, I was like at that time I was in Australia, but I was trying to follow games where I could,
Hmm.
and you were covering games more than most. So I definitely tuned in from time to time when I had time. It was always weird times, obviously. Sorry, Australians who are watching, but it's just I understand now
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
how awkward it is to follow games. And then yeah, occasionally I think there were some players streaming. Like I saw MBL play, I think his first two rounds, catching it from his POV. But it was good to be able to keep tabs while I was gone.
The thing is, the thing with MBL is like you can feel definitely that now he has gone full time and he has more time to focus on his gameplay because in his group I felt like his matches were a bit one-sided. Like I could feel him being I don't know, just a bit more prepared. And I think it might have to do with the fact that he's gone full time and he's preparing more now. And yeah, well,
Maybe I actually am going to disagree. I didn't see the MBL prepare. I didn't see any preparation in his gameplay at all. His first migration game was horrible. The game he lost to
but
FedEx. I just listen, and I love MBL. I just got to be real. What I saw was that like everyone in that group is a bit slower and strategic, and they play towards late game, like all of them. And that's MBL's thing. It's like if he doesn't die early, he can beat anyone. And I felt like stylistically he performed very well there. But just because I saw his first migration game, I'm gonna have to disagree on the preparation. It was killing me. But anyways, I think we've got a series here. Well, I know we've got a series. They're
yeah.
launching now. Um,
Oh
and we
wow, what?
should be good to go here for graveyards.
Yeah, starting the game.
And Yeah, go for it. I've got to do the typical, flags and
Mhm.
names as well, as Vivi doesn't have his name set. But should be a great series. Very interesting series here as well. And I hate to talk and multitask with all this other
Y-
things, so
y-
bear with me, Danielle. Sorry, but yes, ladies and gents, we are here in the first series in TTL Platinum for Vivi and Sobek. Vivi, former top 10 talent from 4 years ago. He's been around. He's had a really solid 12 months. He's been getting better and better, playing a lot cleaner. He's gone for the Burgundians here. And then we have Sobek, a Chilean player. Also has been around a really long time, but really stepped it up when he made it to gold and then won his group to get promoted here to platinum. So both these guys being in the group with the Viper, Tato, and Leary, there's really no better chance for them to stack up wins here. And so this is a big one for their survival chances.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, we have Magyar's Burgundians actually as a Civ matchup. I was a bit confused for a second. I thought I saw Mayans, and I was like, "Wait, Mayans? What?" On
Finds with
graveyards?
a scout. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that makes way more sense to be Magyar's.
Yeah. Are you surprised that Vivi's gone for Burgundians here? Or is that come as a expected result for you?
I think I'm surprised. I would have went with Lithuanians. We
Yeah, he picked Lithuanians early, and then he thought about it, and he said, "I'm going with Burgundians." So yeah, that it comes as a surprise to me. I think Lithuanians are easier to play, but this does kind of suit Vivi's style, and the Chinese players they love their unique units, and if Vivi can get some walls down here and get to that back stone, which is just waiting for him, maybe we could see him go for the Custilier in this game.
do you think he's gonna wall and go for the backstone, or you think we're gonna see a bit of a, I don't know, weirder game from Vivi? Like
I think it'll just be defensive. Like, I don't think you can fast castle on a map like this. This is designed to be open. But you can already see he's making that house in a position that allows him to wall. He may even palisade wall fully to the edge of the map. So I think the back gold, back stone is definitely an invitation for him to wall up. But I don't like it strategically. I think you open yourself up to taking a lot of damage against a really good player. So I don't know if this is heavy confidence from Vivi, thinking, oh, like Sobek, he's only 2K4 or 2K5, and I'm 2K6, I don't know what it is. But it is Vivi playing towards something we've seen from him in the past. We have to say that much.
and well, looking at his map, you said that correctly. They have backstone and back gold. Vivi does, I mean, but his wood lines are kind of bad.
Yeah.
I
For
mean,
long term, it is, especially when you've already researched your wood upgrade, right? Like, you're going to chop through that pretty quickly, and then the idea is you need map control, so he's just sitting at home for now. Hasn't even taken his second boar yet, but I guess he's just going to wall up, maybe go 20 or 21 pop into a bunch of spearmen here, expecting the scouts from Sobek.
yeah. He's walling with the TC on the left hand side, and that's good. He's taking his board now.
Yep.
And yeah, you're right. He's just playing defensive. But on the other hand, Sobek is up to the next stage at 18 pop, with just as an open map as well.
Yeah, map's open. Didn't find his sheep on the back, but he pushed in a lot of deer. It shouldn't be that big a deal. And there's just a mindset for Sobek and for the Magyars that's just going to be play open, play aggressive, make lots of scouts. So Vivi's just the opposite. And I think he lucked out with the maps, right? He definitely got a good map for trying to play defensive, but still feel like the berries could be vulnerable. These walls might not be enough, and I'm not even sure if he's going to be prepped to really make military when he's in feudal age.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He clicked up, but he definitely... Oh, I mean, he's moving more to wood now. He's gonna be fine, but an early aggression will definitely show up from Sobek.
God. Vivi. This is like... This is insane. Sobek's going to be like, I thought we were playing graveyards. It's really frustrating when you see a player in this, like, who still has their scout at home at this point. You're just like, come on, man, what a waller. But Vivi's going to be careful here. Sobek's going to turn around to get the first hit, and then Vivi's scout will go down if Vivi doesn't get out of here. So Vivi will have not scouted his opponent. He doesn't have a barracks yet. He's walling like a madman. His scout's now weak.
So
And it's
those
just
are some
not.
walls.
Yeah, it's just, and again, the barracks will be delayed a little bit. He definitely won't go scouts. So I just don't know if the Burgundian economy is good enough for this to be the play. But this is how Vivi's going to open Titans League Plat. Just full Waller boy. My goodness.
Okay, well, definitely not what I would expect from him, but I mean, sure. Let's see what he got.
Yeah, so, some players just make themselves difficult to break, and then they adapt from there. And he's got his walls down. He expected scouts, and the greed on the eco upgrades, going for the Castle Age wood upgrade, getting the farm upgrade, which you'd probably want anyways. Dang.
I mean, I love that if he thinks he can hold on to the pressure that's coming forward, because I would not be too surprised to see an archery range soon from Sobek.
Yeah, you get a little torn here though, because you want farms.
Yeah.
So with only the 8 on wood, you're pretty much set up just for farms. So I think there will be it'll take some time for Sobek to realize what's happening here. But I think players should actually consider even towering forward. Like, tower the berries, tower the walls. Like, you're making army, your opponent's not. You can't just sit back this whole time, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, small thing here. You see that villager from Sobek that is building the house by the gold?
Yeah.
He was
Tower?
going to chop that tree.
Oh, okay.
There was a tree that Vivi had used to wall, and then Sobek just realized that Vivi built a house behind it, and I think that villager's just going to go back home now.
I'm looking at it. She's idle.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going home.
Yeah. So now we're going to see villagers go to gold for Sobek, and yeah, we might see the range you're talking about, but it's maybe the predictability of the Magyars to go for scouts here that Vivi's kind of used to his advantage, and certainly a really good map to wall up. It's not anything to get real excited about from the casting perspective just yet, right?
Yeah.
But it's part of the game, and Vivi's style has always been to play a little bit more defensive. It's either that or it's been full offense from Vivi back in his forward days, but
Oh, that's
not going to see that here.
That's a lot of scouts already seeded from Vivi, and those farms already have heavy plow on them. So his eco is definitely going to be set up.
Mm-hmm.
He's going for a stable now.
Stable's interesting. I think he's concerned that he saw villagers on gold. Maybe expects Sobek to add that range, but still Sobek just farming away.
He's finally scouting, yeah, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Sobek, he's actually through because of the villagers being too efficient on the berries there, and this is going to be annoying. This is what Sobek would have wanted. Just any type of damage, any type of harassment. Those are villagers inside of the TC that can't work because of the garrison. And lots of idle time for Vivi that he could have avoided had he paid attention to that.
No, he needs to quick wall inside of his massive walls already. It's annoying. That's idle time for the villagers, wasted resources. Definitely want.
Yeah, he will kill this. He's adding his own scouts now, but to even have to show your opponent that the scouts are being created and have to have the idols that he does is just a result of Sobek getting through. So well played from Sobek, because had he not got through here, I think that he'd be pretty frustrated with his position. But even though he's not going to end up killing anything, I think he'll be very happy with the Castle Age time compared to Vivi.
Yeah, for sure. He's already added the blacksmith, and his resources are looking pretty smooth. He's gonna be able to click up in a second.
And now you know Vivi's added scouts. So you either wall up, or you add more spears. And for Sobek, the wood line is pretty rough, but he is going to wall it up. He's definitely going to want another wood line at some point, and he's on his way up. So I personally would add a second spear, because I've lost too many villagers in these types of situations, but I think Sobek will be able to manage it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. For now, he only keeps that one on gold. There's there's 3 spears coming from Vivi now.
And he's going to stone. So Vivi wanting to get the castle down eventually. And actually, Sobek getting through there as well tells him that the stone was back there. So he will know why Vivi walled up like this and what Vivi will do. That's really good intel from him, because he might not have assumed that the stone was back there earlier.
Yeah, I see. I definitely see what you mean. Okay. Spearman will go. Okay, yeah, there's the second spearman you were talking about earlier, and yeah, I think he's fine now. Again, just
Yeah, should be okay. Actually love the addition of 2 scouts here for Sobek because he knows the scouts for Vivi are weak. So the spearmen for the Magyars are stronger, and the numbers will be even here.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
the scouts for Vivi are just going to scout the map right now.
Yeah, and well, he can have map control with those. He can snipe later on some monks if he manages to keep them alive. If it gets to a like Kevin monk situation.
Yeah,
But
so later cast late for Vivi. He hasn't killed any villagers, but he's in a really good position economically in the long run because these farms have tons of
yeah,
food. And so, you know, Sobek, he's going to play a boom war, which his eco's set up for. He's going to drop the second TC. I love the position of it. Dropping the monastery to get relics, which I think is great. But he's doing this against the Burgundians, so there was no like real all-in. There was no archer range. There was no tower. And thus far, I think Vivi's kind of where he would have wanted to be when you told him, like, you know, before he loaded into the game after picking Burgundians.
yeah, yeah. 14 farms for him already. Like we said before, heavy plow, wheelbarrow in as well. So those are some good eco setups in the long run for him. At least for now.
Yep, Lycav upgrades cheaper. Vivi's going to play this arena style and just go scouts for map control, and then probably expand and build town centers. Sobek's not really making that many knights, so Sobek unlikely to threaten Vivi since Vivi has added more spears, and this will be pikes. This will be Lycav, and knight goes down. And more and more, I'm really liking Vivi's position here.
Yep, you're right. I remember those 2 sheep. Never mind. I jinxed it. I jinxed Sobek. Not the Sobek Vivi so hard right now. He was just trying to get away with those 2 sheep, but apparently, nope.
Yeah, so res collected, Vivi's ahead by 700 resources collected. That a big chunk of that is wood, but I think the big thing on top of that is that the farms aren't reseeding near as early for him because of the heavy plow upgrade. So he's collected more wood, but then he's got ridiculous wood savings, allowing him to spend his wood on things like town centers and monasteries as well here. So, you know, Sobek faster to the vills, but he still doesn't even have bow saw for his wood, and that's an upgrade that Vivi has had since the start of Feudal Age.
Exactly, exactly. Nor the farm upgrade, nor wheelbarrow. So definitely Burgundians is not one of the civs that you want to play a boom game against. 30C
Agreed.
is going down though.
Like, I think Sobek has thought, like, I didn't wall, right? It's going to take him time, and that's true, but you know, never really went for an aggressive approach here in this game with a Civ that is known for the aggression, known for trying to utilize the extra attack. Lycav will... Well, one actually gets converted. That's not too bad, and the other one's killed, but nice job from Vivi there to kill a monk.
Yep. There's another one though, bringing in the second relic for Sobek.
Yep.
What do you think about the relic position? Felt like it's a bit unfair to Vivi in this particular generation.
Maybe, but when there's 11, it's really hard to script properly, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to space it. And I guess, you know, some people might also argue that Vivi's starting base was just flat out perfect for this type of strat.
That's true.
And that if he tried, like if the roles were reversed, the Burgundians would have really been a struggle here. So I think Sobek maybe deserves a couple relics close by to even things out a little bit.
Yeah. That is true. And we have a second barrack going up for Sobek.
Okay, so he wants pikes. And again, res collected. Vivi still a little bit ahead, but because Sobek's had more workers and more villagers, it's been okay for him. And he should see the units. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. The Lycav before were just for the monks, but these Gustia, they do charge attack. So their first attack is really strong. And Sobek reacts. Sobek will save his monk as well. So actually not too bad. And I think Vivi might regret losing some of these units underneath the town center on the right side. Maybe a lack of multitasking for him, as he actually just lost 2 monks to the Lycav from Sobek at the same time.
Yep. 2 monks are hopping out of the monastery now, and oh, there are a lot of monks here in defense from Sobek. He might get nope, never mind. Scrap that.
Yeah, I think you also do not want to show your monks if those light cav are still around.
Yeah.
This is the type of game Vivi wants. His eco is untouched. Yeah, this is what we just said. Monk is exposed. Light cavs around, looking for damage. But yeah, I think honestly, you know, knights and pikes are fine for now. But you need to get into cav archer here if you're Magyars. You need to mass CA to have any chance against this, because this is just going to get worse and worse for you with Vivi running around your base like this.
Oh, I mean, other than I mean, Burgundians don't get heavy scorpions if I'm not mistaken, right? So
I have no clue, actually.
I think they don't. But it's pretty hard for Burgundians to deal with CA, as they don't get the last armor on the skirms.
Yep. No last armor on the skirms, and also then their cav doesn't have bloodlines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they just don't have as much HP. But this is just not... It's a complicated game to play right now if you're Sobek, because you've got to react to the raids. But I will say he's done a great job. There's always monks ready. There's pikes ready in this case. He got one conversion. And then the other units are still being, you know, annoying. But knights are still there for Sobek. So he's taking some losses. But he is pushing back these attacks ever so slightly.
Yeah. And like you said before, behind this, his eco is untouched. He has 31 farmers already. He was floating a bit of wood earlier, but he's definitely done a great job balancing that. I mean, yeah.
Yep. So, and then you can maybe snag a few more relics. It's been really hard for Sobek to get any type of counter damage, and even if he shows up, he runs into a castle. And Vivi really making use of the cheaper eco upgrades here with the Burgundians. Now even going for handcart early, which I think is really smart.
Yeah.
I think even with other civs, people need to be getting handcart a bit earlier these days. So
oh, for sure, for sure.
Eco will be insane, but it is a cav archer switch for Sobek, which takes time to mass up, and he's kind of hiding it behind everything here, which could be smart.
However, Vivi is still behind in villager numbers, but his eco is just running so smooth right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's everything. Everything is just perfect. If he needed, you know, to have... The only thing really is he's kind of run out of wood in his base, but he's still got the forward TC to go to. And as you can see, it's just so tough for Sobek to find any damage because of these walls from Vivi. And Vivi's ready with monks, so Sobek has to run away. And he has to play defense constantly. And he sees it. He knows there's going to be the next move here from Vivi. But is that enough cav archers and monks to deal with this? It's quite a few units here.
Yeah.
All right, one conversion. TC fire could help a little bit. Again, this is Sobek jumping into town centers and not killing any villagers on the other side. And these units just kill villagers so quickly.
Yep, that's for sure. And his CA are just chilling in the back.
Yeah, I think he really... The multitasking's really been a problem for him here.
Yeah.
He did good every other time, but he doesn't have his cav archers near the fights. He doesn't have his pikemen, and Vivi's just doing such a good job at pulling those pikes away. And he seems happy enough to lose units underneath town centers. Like, I thought he would micro more, but no, he's like, nope, this is fine. Because I'm killing vills and he's not.
Exactly, and yeah. He's putting another castle now, another TC. I mean, he's already... That was it, the third TC? Yeah.
Yep.
And second castle.
That'll be... Yep. And this is just going to be a continuous cycle from here on out. Unless Sobek gets an army that can clear this up consistently. And I will say this, Vivi hasn't taken trades, or many good trades against the CA. So if it gets to like 30 cav archers in him, that is really tough for the Burgundians to deal with. So Vivi does eventually need to make sure that he finds a fight that'll bring him value against the cav archers.
Yep, exactly. In the same time, I think on the long run, maybe Vivi needs to think about a way of dealing with oh, never mind, they're just melting. The pikes are melting to the Couturier, but the CA are here, so those need to back off a bit.
Yep, Sobek not spending food on Cav like Vivi's doing, and Vivi's now doing it out of 2 castles. Okay, so this is going to be like a crazy all-in push. So Imp could come in soon for Sobek. Vivi just hanging out here, even researching herbal medicine. He doesn't even have that many weak units here. He's got monks.
Yeah, he has like 5 monks that he's healing the units with. Okay.
The monks probably didn't want to do the work to heal it up because they're old and lazy. So they're like, can we just research herbal medicine, please? Thank you.
Yeah, so maybe they just want to go forward and I don't know. Help with
God,
the
this is going to be brutal. All the cav archers have gone forward. There are some pikes and monks, but that is a lot of units.
That's a lot of units.
19 units.
And they're just diving in.
Yep. And Sobek's going to have to come home because, again, Sobek showed up and he can't do damage on the front. So he has to go home. He tries to counterattack, but anytime he does, Vivi is prepared for it. And Vivi's clicked up to Imp. Vivi now has a pretty significant Vil lead. And just like every other time, he's just going to split up his units and make it difficult for Sobek to be in so many places at once.
Oh man, that's one hell of an exposed wood line there from Sobek.
Yes, you could tell Sobek's struggling. He is garrisoning in some ways, but even still, these units are fully upgraded for Castle Age and are finding villager kills. Vivi's killed 24 villagers. And the Cav Archer mass is still only at 17. Poor Sobek. It must be an awful feeling. He's tried to counterattack, but he just can't find any damage.
Oh, he has units everywhere. Now he's taken off of stone. Eco KD is just brutal for Vivi right now, 36-0. And in the meantime, back at home, he's thinking about the wrong run. He's thinking about map control. He has a third castle in the south, taking control over that area and protecting those resources.
And I think you've seen enough to know you don't need to even change your game plan if you're Vivi. Like,
yeah.
Just switch sides with more raids. Your farms with this Civ are now going to bring in some gold with Burgundian Vineyards. He's getting guilds in Castle Age, so he can sell off wood and food to get even more gold. Like, he's just going to continue the exact same cycle, and I think Sobek will eventually just be overrun because there's just so many Bustier around. 30 of them. Just back for another raid.
Yeah, not to mention that he's almost, 30 villagers ahead.
Yep. And this is also a really defeating way to lose the first game. Just react. Right when you clear up one army and feel like maybe you have a chance to counterattack, the next one shows up. Sobek knows right now this game is over. He just, unfortunately, he's got to have to play on and hope that Vivi doesn't do the things he should do from this position.
Oh, Vivi even denying that TC and taking a lot of good trades here, but now he needs to back up because Bracer is in, so he's gonna take a bit more damage from Dossier.
Also, the way Vivi's using this unit, it really helps benefit from the charge attack because he gets the first hits, kills a bunch of stuff, runs away, and around the next time he's fighting, the units have their charge again, so they have the higher base attack. So he's using this unit as I think it was designed. And he's used the Burgundians as it was designed too. Text all the time, heavy eco approach. Really good stuff from Vivi. I still feel like the map script helped him so much, but he just made it look so easy here, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Sobek, 28 CA, but more villagers going to go down. Vivi hasn't lost a single freaking Vil in this game.
That's honestly impressive. Eco KD 55-0. And now
it's 11 base attack plus 27 on the charge. So villagers are very close to getting one-shotted. And without even killing a villager, Sobek resigns in this one. Vivi wins the first game, took a risk to pick the Burgundians, a civ that relies on being able to get those walls down. Had a little bit of a cozy situation in the back of his base with stone and gold. Sobek never really tried to put his foot on the gas. Vivi, in all fairness, did make it difficult for it to seem like it was possible for Sobek to do damage, and it was just all Vivi in game one.
Yeah, that's for sure. Really good game put up here by Vivi. And he had 5 relics as well, and with Burgundians, that matters.
In my opinion, it was always going to be difficult because Vivi's so good with his style with the Burgundians. But the make 3 scouts, drop TCs, and try and boom game is never a game that I feel like brings you any success here. It's just not going to work. If you go 3 scouts into Castle Age, start to mass Cav Archers then, I like it a bit more. There are some other drawbacks, like not having the wood maybe for some other things, but I would have loved to see towers and all-in scouts, towers, keep Vivi in the base, make it messy, or you had mentioned maybe the Archer switch early, just anything beyond what Sobek did here, which is essentially sit back and give Vivi the whole map with those Kustier to go raid. But I think it's easy for us to say Sobek can shake it off, and he's got, I think, Coast to Mountain as his home map then.
Yeah. Yes. Wait, I have them open. Yeah, Coastal Mountain.
Yep.
I'm
With
curious about
Mongols.
the with Mongols. Yeah, will he pick Mongols though? That's the thing.
You think he might go Malians expecting Berbers?
Yeah.
I actually really like the Berbers against the Malians too, because Malians don't really have a strong play against Camel Archer. But their Castle Age, their early game,
Yeah, the early game,
Malians is
yeah,
really strong.
it's a bit,
Yeah.
it's a tiny bit stronger for Melian. So, but then again, he needs to take advantage of that. He needs to take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Civ early on, and well, not let Vivi get to that dream comp that he went for in the previous game.
Yep. Yeah, so the Lands Madness version we're using has stone around the outside now as well, so you can't wall to the edge of the map. We made changes.
Right, I saw Travis talking about that. I was watching that channel where he proposed, but
Yep.
I didn't realize that there was a change that was implemented already.
Yeah, we did change it because Nikov and Vinchester showed us that.
I was so confused. But I was so confused. I was casting, and I think that set was casted on other channels as well, and I was running a bit behind because I always I don't know, chit chat with my chat and like look at the statistics and whatever. And I ran a bit behind the other casters. And someone in my chat said, "You are not prepared for what's gonna happen this game." And I think there were Teutons, right? So I was like, "What? Are they gonna tower rush? Like, I don't know. I was expecting something. Is he gonna douche with Teutons? He can garrison more villages. Like, what is happening?" And then I just see full walls, and I'm like, what?
it was really smart from Nikov. He was just like, what do Franks do if Teutons get the walls down, And again, a situation where a player played towards, like, I think there was more difficult for Vinchester to think of what to do than maybe Sobek in the previous game, but it's just with certain matchups and having certain civs, if you can get those walls down, you can completely neutralize the attack of the opponent, and that's what Vivi did here in game 1. So that's why I brought that up, because Vivi picking Land Madness, for all we know, he might try go full wall again, but it shouldn't be that much of a possibility for him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Big win for Vivi though. Like that was as easy as you like. You kill 60 plus vills, you don't lose a single villager. You just raid your opponent to death the entire time. Also, really satisfying to get all those techs. So, yeah, that's like the dream start to any tournament set for Vivi.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it always feels good to win game number 1, right? Even mentally, you just go into the set with a better, healthier attitude, I guess.
Yeah, agreed. I lose a lot of my sets. I lose game 1 a lot. So I can't relate to that feeling. But yes, the 1 or 2 times I have, it's felt very nice, yes.
Definitely.
So they're going to launch shortly. I'm just loading up the lobbies here. So you think? I mean, I think it has to be Mongols for Sobek. It's your home map, and it's your first pick. But do you think Vivi goes Berbers? Does he experiment with something else here?
The thing is, yeah, I think Vivi will go Berbers.
Yeah.
What if he goes
I
Byzantines?
I think
No,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
this would be
mind
ridiculous.
Byzantines on the map. I think Byzantines can be good, but I don't think he picked Berbers immediately after his opponent picked Mongols for any other reason than just a counter pick here.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go Berbers, but again, Sobek with Mongols, it feels like Mongols could have such a strong opening on that map with that amount of hunt.
Yep.
So I think they
Yeah, I'm
can
with you
get
there.
a really good uptime. Maybe get a dock up still, but only maybe one fishing ship, and then just go straight for one fire or one demo or something, just snipe the fish, like, and
Yeah.
then not care for water, and then go super heavy aggressive on land.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll find out, right? Vivi in the red here, game number 2, had a very nice map for what he wanted to execute on in game 1. And right away here, he sending a villager to the middle of the map. Faster villagers here with the Berbers. So he's going to snag that elephant, thus saving some of the other closer elephants for when things are a bit more brutal on the outside. Yeah, even the house trick there for Vivi. Really like the strat here to start off the game. Sobek's on the other side. And this is Sobek's #1 civilization pick. And I think even though there are some counter plays like Berbers or other civs that have been strong, like Japanese or Persians or something, I think Mongols are definitely the #1 civ here. So Doc's going up for Sobek. This is a build we've seen players work with, where you TC at the start and then chop the straggler trees to get the fish. But yeah, what else? What else do you think? Like, I personally think that Mongols should give up the freaking water and just take the hunt and go
Oh,
scout
for sure,
and just
for
be
sure.
aggressive.
It's
But
just
no one's doing it.
it's just I feel like it's so much better for Mongols if they just take the hunt,
Yep.
and then I feel like it's even more efficient than the fishing ships. At least,
Agreed.
okay, maybe I'm not sure if the closer deep fish, but even after the closer deep fish is gone, like after, just don't care about that. You have so much food for yourself on the map.
So I was thinking about this, and I think I know why so many players are just going for the build that they're doing. And they're going to win water. I think it's because the food comes in so quick. They're almost always going to have the 500 or so food that they need at like 18 or 19 pop. Always. And players don't want to float above 500 because they feel like it's a waste, right? They figured if I have the resources, let's click up. But my thing is, if you click up to feudal age too early, you then have fewer villagers, right? And I think it'd be more valuable to delay your feudal age by, a couple villagers to have a healthier eco when you get to the next age. And then push. So Sobek's going to click up. He's going to have the food. He's like, I might as well do it. And this is going to be to win water here. But again, we'll see what Vivi does. Is Vivi expecting this? Because if Vivi, he just stays alive, if he just doesn't die in the mid game here against the Mongols, he is a civilization that he really thinks has an answer to them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And look at that, 17 population up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna go super aggressive on land. Maybe one fire or something to just take advantage of going that fast and killing Vivi's fish, and maybe make him invest more into water. Though
Maybe.
it feels like Vivi is going to go faster as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vivi's
20.
going to click up. Well, he couldn't. He didn't have the food. So it really shows the difference again between the Mongols and anyone else that he didn't have the food yet. So he added one more vill. And then, yeah, Sobek's going to go 2 on golds. And this is just going to be for fires, or this is going to be for galleys here.
Yep. House here from Sobek.
Ooh, Vivi's gold position. Okay, he did scout it. It's just that gold is normally a little bit closer to the wood line. And I've seen players not scout golds that were closer. So the fact that he scouted, that's actually a really big deal.
And Vivi putting down a barracks immediately when he saw the
Good.
uptime.
Yeah, I think it's the play.
Yep.
Sure, give the Mongols the fish, and then you prioritize taking the land. if he wants to take the water. Like, I think going for a couple scouts would suit Vivi here and his play style. And just walling up slowly towards the wood line here so he could protect all this eco. Would be really nice as well. Vivi's brought in a ton of elephants. I think he's brought in like 4 or 5 elephants thus far. There's none around him anymore.
Let me check risk collected really quick. Then again, there was the uptime as well. Economy. Yeah, Sobek has more food actually.
Yeah, but like barely.
Yeah,
And
barely,
it's because he's gone up so quick and he's tossed so much on wood. And now he's investing wood into killing the fishing ships.
And into walling his heart out.
Yep. Yep. So his plan is win water, wall, go to Castellates most likely. This is not new. We've seen a lot of players do it. It's just I don't know how much you've listened to my opinions on it, but I'm sure you could tell that I think players are misplaying with the Mongols.
Yeah.
I like take the freaking land. Don't worry about the fish. The fish are so spaced. Like look how far Sobek is going to take the fish right now with those 2 fishing ships.
We definitely have seen way more investment into fish. Into fighting for water. I mean, and it's really
gold
not
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that this week will be the last week we see it because I think that if Hera Jordan play this map, if like Daniel Vallis play this map, if some of these other players are playing this map, there's going to be a click and word's going to spread where people are like, oh, what that person did was really nice. That's just my prediction. But I love this from Sobek. He's scouting. This is so important. He sees the stable, so he should know that Vivi's going to make something out of that.
Oh, there's the first... No, there's already 2 scouts out.
Yep.
Going straight for Sobek's base here. And those villagers are exposed. Now, a thing... I don't know. Maybe Sobek should have taken this zebra first, but then again, I don't know if he expected any land aggression from Vivi. Maybe he should have taken this zebra first and to have... he still has one in the back.
Oh my god, Vivi demoed both the fishing ships, Daniela.
Oh,
so
we missed the demo. I missed the demo. No.
Yeah, we missed it. That's an epic move from Vivi. He's like, fine, take water. I'll take your fish with me.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And I don't know. I really don't like that people are not going for that more often. Probably because often they can get much value from it or only one fishing ship. But I mean, it's still worth. It's still going to go down faster than with a fire that, well, it's being attacked by 3 other navy units from your enemy.
Yeah. So no scouts for Sobek. He's saving up for Castellate, trying to get his walls down. He is adding spearmen. He sees the scouts. Vivi sees that spear, though. Nice micro from Vivi. Loses a scout. Wouldn't have wanted that, but he's going to have nice vision throughout the map. Sobek will drop his market, though. I like the market versus the blacksmith. You're probably not going to need upgrades, whereas you might need a market to balance your eco. And I think both players will click Castellate relatively shortly. Vivi is going to just need a building and a bit more food.
Do you think we're going to see steppies?
I think step lancers would make a lot of sense, yes. And oh my goodness, is this risky? Look at him try and get this elephant. Vivi, just block. Oh, this is... Never mind. I don't know how you micro this right now. Maybe he's got it.
What? He was... It felt like he was kind of baiting the scouts to attack that villager because he had those spears there. I don't know, but somehow now those scouts are in and that's going to be annoying.
Yeah, it's going to be super annoying. Well played from Sobek there to get a bit more hunt there with the Mongols, delaying the need for farms and whatever else. Good damage control to gate as well, meaning these things can't advance to the gold yet. Yeah, this is usually a boom war, so I think for Sobek, 1 or 2 step lancers, hope to get damage with it, and then probably booming is his approach.
Yeah, for sure. Vivi is still far away from clicking up to the next stage, and, well, Sobek is only 1 minute away.
Yeah, and I judged the start, and a villager's just gone down holding a bunch of hunt, but honestly, this position with the freaking Mongols on this map is going to be sick for Sobek. He can boom. He can counterattack with step lancers. Vivi's got quite a few villagers still in the middle of the map, which Sobek is going to see with his camel scout. That's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, Sobek doesn't have any units. For now.
And I think he just needs to full wall around that TC, make sure that Vivi doesn't run in there eventually. But so far, I think you could argue Vivi's scouts haven't paid off a ton. I think the harassment was worth it, killing one villager, and then having the scouts for later on is still nice, though.
Yep.
There's the 16.5-minute castle age. Yeah, so this build, whether or not we want to see scouts, Daniela, I think we got to recognize this build is still just ridiculous to be able to achieve that uptime.
It's 16, less than 17 minutes on a hybrid map. Hybrid nomad map.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. It's very impressive.
I'm seeing all the right things that you want to see economically as well here when the hunt runs out. Horse collar before any farms, adding those farms at the proper time. TC is actually expanding that TC. He's got villagers exposed, but
yeah.
To the right side.
No. No. Yes, maybe. No. I think he's gonna save them.
Calculated.
No.
Oh.
Jinxed. Absolutely jinxed. But his is fine though. Since 2-step is forward, but well, Vivi is fine. He full walled now. Doesn't have any bills exposed.
Yeah, Vivi adding farms. Vivi adding a second stable. So Vivi's approach is going to be different. And there is a hole between that wood line at Vivi's base. Vivi, I think, just realized it. So he's going to place a house there. What?
No! What?
What?
Oh, wait. Sobek is not... Oh, he clicked inside.
Oh, this is going to be so bad for Vivi.
No, my lord.
Hello?
No! Oh, no.
Hello?
He doesn't realize...
Guys, okay. I mean, Vivi can see it. But obviously, it's probably a little confusing for him. And now the Step Lancer's in. And now this is 3 TC boom for Sobek, and he's going to kill villagers with this Step Lancer.
And there was another hole.
Awful for Vivi.
There was another hole in the south. With the edge of the map. And the other two are in as well.
All right, well, you know, Berbers countered the Mongol late game. Will we even get to the late game? Because this is not what you want. You had the time to wall if you're Vivi. You had the map control to see the Step Lancers were coming, and he just simply didn't get those walls down in 2 different areas.
Oh my god. I mean, there are a couple of... There's another hole between the house and the stable. No.
What is happening, Vivi? 3 holes. No. Well, you can't even be tilted by one of them then, you know? Yeah. it's like we have the main entrance. We also have the VIP entrance near the wood line. And then if you really like, you can go for the back entrance near the edge of the map.
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
My god. And, well, Vivi has added some camels, but now there's a monk out for Sobek.
Yep.
Ready to collect some relics, and he's gonna do some work here against the camels.
This is where having your scouts alive is crucial, right? If you still had those 3 scouts, the monks wouldn't be able to advance out and get conversions. And just like that, you lose 1 monk, but you have 2 camels in your force. And it's just more protection for Sobek of the rest of this economy, which is looking better than Vivi's right now. It also incorporates villagers on stone for an early castle for Mangadai. I don't see a way back for Vivi here, in all honesty. I feel like there's no easy way to do counter damage, and by the time he gets a significant mass, there might be a castle up already.
Yeah, 53 villagers for Sobek already to only 40 now from Vivi. I mean, he's in a pretty sweet spot right now.
I love how Sobek went back to see if that hole was still there. He's like, it was there before, might as well try again.
No, okay. He's all set for now.
How am I supposed to pronounce your name, by the way? Someone's critiquing my pronunciation of your name. No, how would you say it?
You're pronouncing it great. It's Daniela.
Daniela, okay.
Yeah, it's...
Do you want to tell that person to shut up, or are you too nice for that?
I mean...
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm trying to make it awkward for you. It's all good. I am known for mispronouncing things, but I thought I had that one correctly. So.
Oh, you don't need to tell me a thing or two about mispronouncing things. No, you don't. No. Just.
Well.
That was one thing that I was struggling with for a while.
Is it in the game?
No, as in
an English word.
No, but like usernames in general. When I just need to say like someone who thanks for the follow, and then like there's some really weird username without any
usernames. Listen. Usernames don't count, right? Unless it's based on, like, if it's a combination of things, usernames don't count. Take it from me.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I do agree with that, but like, it's
So,
yeah.
Sobek is so far ahead. Like, this has been the dream bounce back game. Because game number 1 was painful. It could have easily affected his mindset. Could have easily come in here and forgotten some techs or forgotten some switches, and it seems like it's been perfect. The step lancers for the counterattack, the conversions to thwart Vivi's counterattacks, and now he has 2 relics. He's making 1 castle, could soon be 2. He's going to be on Mangadai with a 20+ villager lead before Vivi even gets the 3rd town center up. Like, this is a monstrous lead at the moment.
Right, and he was heavy on stone as well, and castle is going up, and I feel like this is Sobek's slow transition into Mangadai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and luckily, it hasn't really come at a cost of his economy. Typically, if you're getting the Mangadai, it's taken a toll on your eco to be on stone. You're maybe behind in villagers and hoping the Mangadai can then pay off and be strong enough, but it's just the opposite here.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Like,
Yeah,
what's
we have
Vivi's?
outposting here from Sobek as well. But Vivi, he's trying to combat the monks by using the light cav here, which is the right logic. He will kill the monks.
Okay,
Not bad.
not bad at all.
Stone mining for Vivi.
What is
2
his
different areas.
What is his win condition though at this point? Like, what could he possibly do to come back? I just don't see anything else rather than a massive all-in somehow. But that feels a bit too late for this stage of the game.
Yeah, honestly, it's making our jobs very difficult because I don't think there is a way back. I think that Sobek is so far ahead. This isn't even close because, like, I would say with Berbers in general, just to create a conversation on it. You use the cheaper stable units. You push out across the map heavily with numbers, and then maybe do something there. Drop a forward castle behind that on a crucial spot of the map just to push Mongols back. But, well, light cav. 2 light cav could be the savior. Maybe. No, they've been spotted too. It's really not going to be easy for Vivi. He's just behind in every way. And he doesn't have camel archers yet, which is his best unit in this matchup.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And feels like Sobek just needs a bit of food, and he's going to be able to click up soon as well.
Yep. Nice snipes there from Sobek, getting some revenge after he lost some monks earlier. And he'd probably just take another monk kill. I wouldn't even value my units at this point because you're not going to use them, but he chooses to run back towards his castle. He has indeed clicked in, which means 2 castles to produce the Mangadai. Love the castle position as well, because it protects those golds, which is just textbook for this map. And Vivi will have to click up himself and have to start massing camel archers. But it feels like he's not going to be able to catch up in the numbers.
That's for sure.
Much less get like multiple castles. Ideally, you have 3 castles at least producing the camel archers.
No, he changed his mind. He's coming more forward. Okay, he's going back with his army. I was gonna say that's super risky. Like, how do you know Sobek is not there with his army?
Yeah.
But he's going back.
Yeah, I think Vivi's doing the right. Like, he's literally done the right thing ever since the 3 holes were in his walls. So it's not as if there's been any mistakes here. He's invested into the monks. He's gone for camels. Like, this is all good. And even the castle spot is a good castle spot in most cases. But when your opponent's going to be Imperial Age before you, it can just tread that down. It doesn't make life any easier for you here. And I think Sobek's going to be able to see that pretty soon here, and he will just make trebs at the start of Imperial Age.
Yep, that's for sure. And, well, Sobek is getting a bit too confident with those forward villagers mining that stone. But I feel like those are just waiting for the stone to drop another castle forward so he can trap down Vivi space.
Sobek got bloodlines really late in the previous game for his cav archers, which could have played a role. So he doesn't have it now. I don't think it matters, but that's just a theme I'm noticing, is how he's a little late to that upgrade for CA.
Yeah, Yeah, he just got bloodlines now, just before he lost a couple of camels to those mega dice. That was a bit.
Yeah. But I mean, Bracer's on the way, Chemistry's on the way. Vivi's building a castle to defend the coast area where he has a TC, and that is far away from where he needs his castles to be here soon. Camel Archer spots a castle from Sobek, and since Sobek knows about the castle from Vivi, obviously he's just going to make trebs for that, and he's got so much time to be able to treb it down. There's bloodlines. There's some of these upgrades now for Sobek, and still we have to be creative to try and find ways back. But if you're going to have any way back, it's got to be full heavy camel here. You can't rely on Camel Archer when your castles are going to go down.
Yeah, for sure, and it's only one, right?
Yep.
Oh, that villager is feeling very powerful today. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Just let me in.
Let me in. I want to have a word with, I don't know, someone who's hiding. I want to say the king, but this is no regicide.
Boo. Yeah, no regicide.
Yeah. That would be
fun.
Alright,
so 20 Mangudai soon. There's a slight risk for Sobek to not be protecting the trebs. Not usually against camels, but something to think about. Also, no ballistics could be an issue for Sobek, but he walls this up. The poor villager dies next to the castle, but Vivi's an imp now, and he's got a decent economy. He has cheap camels, and it is heavy camels, so that's going to be his choice.
Yeah.
Castle will fall, though. This castle will just buy him time.
For sure. And that trap will be sniped by the Mangudais once, once that castle goes down.
Yep.
And Sobek is working his way towards that that late game Mongol comp, right? He has a good mass of Mangudai and he is stacking into light cav. He has a very good footy core. I'm guessing he's just waiting for elite Mangudai now. Or like to click elite Mangudais.
Yep.
And
surely now he realizes he doesn't have ballistics when he's not killing these villagers.
It's true, he doesn't have ballistics yet.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my
God. He
does
lose some villagers on the other side. So the vill count's now even. There's the treb, though. That treb should be killed. Elite Mangudai's in a couple seconds.
The treb is not dying because he doesn't have elite.
No, get ballistics now.
Ballistics, sorry.
You know. You just missed like 16 volleys.
Oh, a Vivi with the raids in the south.
Yeah, camel raids. That's gonna lead to like 20 villagers being killed. Camels will die, but Vivi's completely fine with tossing away cav to kill villagers, as we saw in the previous game.
Yeah.
And now heavy camels engaging against elite Mangudai. Oh, Sobek, what a play though. What a play. Wedges his units into a little choke. So good luck finding any kills there, Vivi.
Yeah, exactly.
A little risky here for Sobek, though. Like, I don't think he had to take this risk by pushing, but maybe he's still really concerned. Because I don't think heavy camel should be that scary for the Mongols to face up against. It's really just the camel archer, which he's kind of forced Vivi out of at this stage.
Oh, he lost so much, though. That's a massive mass of Mangudai. And already elite, they're fully upgraded. Nope, they're missing ballistics.
Missing ballistics, yep.
But
I assume he thinks he's clicked at this point.
Probably.
But yeah, that castle now is going to stand, which is just another tool that helps against these camels. And Vivi's still trying, still massing camels, but I think the Mangudai will always chew up the camels here. And now your base is split. You're gonna lose your relics. All that farming eco will be taken out. And you have to still get counter damage in too, while also somehow needing to react to this. For the love of God, Sobek, get ballistics, dude. What is going on? How does he not see it, Daniela?
I don't know. I don't know, but he missed so many shots. Oh my lord.
Poor Sobek. He's had like otherwise a flawless game, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't get one tech, and it annoys everyone.
This is hilarious. So look at those Mangudai chasing and not getting.
Come on!
Oh.
Man, I feel, if it was me, everyone would be saying T90 blind right now,
Yeah, but
come on, Sobek.
He's not streaming. Otherwise, people would be there spamming.
I
know.
Of course. He's still got this, and Vivi's gonna be forced to tap out soon. Like, Vivi's got villagers exposed on the stones and gold. Sobek sees that. Sobek sees these camels which have run into, Castle Fire. Well, not really, because the castle's missing because of no ballistics. Vivi also sees the traps that Sobek's been pushing with. He's actually going to kill them and maybe take out the castle there.
Yeah,
So,
possibly, because the Mega Dice are just chasing the Cables, not killing anything. And, well, the one in the front... Oh, it's getting Partian Tactics.
Okay, Parthian. Maybe Thumbring if he didn't have that as well as an option.
Yeah.
Or maybe an upgrade that starts with a B from the university.
And ends with Allistics.
Allistics?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think if there's other university texts that start with B. I don't actually think there are.
Maybe they are, but they sure don't end with Allistics.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I wonder how much confidence Vivi's had playing on here, simply due to the fact that he knows the Mangadai are missing with a lot of these volleys. Because, I mean, he's getting ruined right now by Mangadai up in his eco in the north. And he'll lose the trap. Now, there's no way. No ballistics, it doesn't matter. Sobek should be able to tie this series up, which, again, is so important because in this group, you've got Viper, you've got Leary, and Tato. So both Sobek and Vivi will not be favorites in those sets. So getting as many wins as they can against each other is going to help in the fight for survival.
I wonder how long until he realizes. And I wonder if he will realize this game.
What happens first? Vivi calling the GG because he's completely dead and at 130 pop, or ballistics upgrade for Sobek?
Sorry, say again. I was completely mesmerized by the sight of two janitors.
Sorry, I am zoomed in on this one villager.
One villager.
Somehow survived. All of
this. I see it.
Sobek, you're killing me, dude.
Oh my lord.
It's just
There's another one. There's
across the map. Oh. She didn't even get hit once. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, Genitors, Genitors in theory could be a really good unit against the Mangadai, but so many upgrades are missing, and they're gonna get flattened. And yeah, the GG's called. Vivi probably knew. He's like, hey, he didn't have ballistics, I still lost. But all the fun we had aside, with the whole ballistics conversation, Sobek, he played really well. Vivi a little shaky. Honestly, I felt like the scout opening was fine, but 3 separate holes in his walls when he had map control. He knew Sobek was going to go with stable units, and he had the time to wall up is a mistake there. And I think the big reason Sobek had the lead was because he was able to harass Vivi, kill those villagers, and delay Vivi's eco.
Yeah, those uptimes from Sobek they're absolutely...
Yeah. Yeah, his Castle Age time was 16:35. Feudal Age time was 7:16. And listen, another thing I'll say, I've repeated myself about all Titans League this season. You shouldn't be playing against the Mongols on this map. Freaking ban them, or have a better play to beat them. And I'm not sure how you do it. So score 1-1 then. We then will move on to Vivi's home map, which is Lands Madness, which should be another open map. Kind of like game 1 was supposed to be. Vivi obviously full walled that one. So who knows?
Yep, that's... Oh, okay. That's the win. That's Sobek's win.
Yep. But I really have no clue how to predict how this plays out in game 3 because of how Vivi played game 1. Normally, I'd say, well, on Graveyard's game 1, Vivi was better at an open map. But it was not. He didn't play it like an open map. He made it a closed map. So it will be a unique game compared to Graveyard's.
Do you think Vivi will pick Byzantines or Portuguese here? Or Lith, maybe?
Could. I mean, Lithuanians was supposed to be for Graveyards, and then Vivi decided to flip a coin and say, maybe I will get a good map. And he got a map that was perfect for his strat. So, yeah, Lithuanians could be an option. I think it would make sense, though, if you think you're up against Franks, Malians, or Grajaras, to go Byzantines. for his style, Vivi loves to play defense. He loves to drop TCs, maybe Byzantines, but I don't know how much you can boom on this map. It feels like you normally have to control the map with a lot of army.
Yeah, it's very, very micro intensive, I feel like. And I don't know. I'm a bit scared for Sobek seeing his attention distribution from game number one. But
Yeah, yeah,
somehow I feel like I prefer his civs here. I still have
yeah,
Franks. Franks are still a top civ for this map. We've seen
yeah.
in
And
Gold League as well.
I think Malians also
Yeah,
they offer a bit more flexibility because you can go knights and camels.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if he's worried about being countered by the Byzantines, would say maybe go Malians. I like the Gurjaras, but the Gurjaras don't have knights. So it is this weird thing where you can counter what your opponent's throwing at you,
Hmm.
but you can't really kill their villagers and control the game as effectively. So for that reason, I don't like the Gurjaras.
Yeah. You don't like Gujaras?
Well, I mean, as a
Wait.
pick for Land Madness.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Also, I in general, like if the Gurjaras were to have been removed from the game a month after they were introduced, I wouldn't have missed them.
Wow, that okay.
I feel that strongly because I don't know if you were following as much back then, but the way Gurjaras were and Hindustanis were balanced on that DLC really led to repetitive picks in TTL, and the whole season was just Gurjaras, Hindustanis, Gurjaras, Hindustanis, Gurjaras, Hindustanis. So I really lost a lot of love for them in that time because of how they were balanced then. All right, here we are, game 3. So it's Franks for Sobek. We were curious. Would it be Franks? Would it be Malians? Would it be Gurjaras? He's gone for the Franks, which was his earlier pick. A very aggressive pick. A pick that is suited towards opening scouts going aggressive, which is what he wanted to do in the first game. Wasn't able to do that because Vivi was walled up. And now Vivi's gone for the Byzantines, more of a defensive civ, more of a civ that would like to wall. But this is Land Madness, where you cannot wall on the little stone terrains. And this is also the first time that we are showing the newer, tweaked version where there's actually stone terrain on the edges of the map. Thank you, Nikov and Vinchester, for giving us this idea after their game in the Decider in Gold.
That is true. Wait, why can't I? Oh, there we go.
So just to talk through a couple things here, Frankish Eco is really smooth. The forage bonus and the free farm upgrades really allows you to put focus on the pressure, and the Eco, it's one of the rare Eco bonuses you really can feel in early feudal age. The Byzantines don't have a single eco bonus to work with, but they do have lots of vision and they have cheap counter units. So if there's archers, the cheap skirms. If there's cav, they have the cheap spears and camels. And I think camel pikemen is what Vivi will want. And then it gets a little awkward as the Franks, because once your knights don't work anymore, your skirms are garbage, your archers are garbage.
Yep.
You could try to go Axeman or something, but I think typically it's honestly just trying to get a lead before those camels come out.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And feels like just due to their cheap units, they can have smooth transitions as well. And they're feel like if you survive early game to a very aggressive start from the Franks player, the later the game goes, the better your civ is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with that said, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Vivi doesn't even scout Sobek. I think he might just stay at home, push in as many deer as possible, and just plan around going spears and adapting to whatever he sees.
Yeah, that is true. And he could do that. I mean, his map is okay for that. Like he has side stone, back gold here. I mean that those berries are quite exposed, but I know he could maybe place buildings in front of that, heal, and maybe I don't know, defend it
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
But the thing that gets weird here is you can't just plan to drop
Yeah,
TCs easily on Land
yeah,
Madness, because the wood line, you want TCs on
yeah,
wood, and the stone's there. So again, it circles back to the talk we had before the game. I really prefer a civilization that can make knights. Because if you can make knights, you're set out to kill. You know, you're set out to do
Exactly.
damage. And I guess, I mean, Byzantines can make knights, but it feels like you never really do,
Yeah, I
due
mean,
to them not being that strong.
yeah, no bloodlines.
But you do get Paladin,
You do
so
get Paladin?
Paladin hype.
I guess.
It's so funny. Like, this is Vivi's so unique, man. Picked graveyards for the first game, picked a really defensive civ. Like, usually defensive players, they don't play defensively on open maps. They don't pick these maps. But Vivi's just, I'm just staying at home, taking all my food. I'm not going to move out. Like, it's just so unique. And then Sobek, he's gone for a fast uptime. He's going out to scout. He's going to find what he can kill. It's just two different styles of players here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And yeah, like you said, it's surprising to see Vivi picking open maps and then picking defensive units and civs. Just go for a hideout. 3 hour scrim game. Or
Well, that's the thing. It's like he's not actually good on arena or hideout, but he's good at playing defensive on open maps, which is just so rare. I love it.
yeah.
But we'll see how Sobek does here. I think for Sobek, remember the first game, he wasn't really able to justify making a lot more scouts. But in this game, he should be able to justify it. Does run into the TC fire, of course. You see your opponent's pushing deer, and you ran into his TC. It's an awful feeling.
I mean, let's say that maybe that house was in front of the path somehow. Like, I don't know.
We'll blame the, we can blame the pathing.
Pathing.
Okay, so Vivi, you got to know the pressure's coming here, right? So you got to be careful with this. Sobek looking to kill what he can when he can. But Vivi's scouts nearby. Sobek will have to run away. He will get revenge for game number 1 and maybe steal those picks and hide them. So I like that.
Yeah, probably. And yeah, I don't know what Vivi's plan is going to be. He's opening archery range, so it's going to be trash units, I guess, in defense.
Yep.
Which I absolutely don't mind, because as Byzantines, I feel like you never want to go into a scout war. Your scouts are never going to be better. With another civ, you could get bloodlines, and then your scouts will be better in feudal age. But that's not an option for Byzantines.
You're essentially just getting ahead of what would come off a normal scout rush, right? Because players will go archers against players who go defensive spears. So if you already mix in the skirms, then you're fine. And the reason you see this with Byzantines and not a lot of other civs is because of how cheap these units are. It's normally too costly to be able to do both of these things at the same time while also having a good eco. So that's the reasoning here. And we'll see if Sobek is able to find any value here. Does see the scout from Vivi. And Vivi still hasn't found Sobek. But he has an idea of where he could be. And will get some really nice hits there with his little AI army he's moving forward with right now.
Yeah, 3 scouts already, but, well, Vivi's fine for now. Swallowed everywhere. And what is sending forward? That's an MBL army if I've ever seen one. I don't know.
MBL and Vivi, if they were to play if they were to play a series, I think there'd be more spearmen and more skirmishers in that series than any other combination of players in our pro team.
I swear to God, yeah. Absolutely.
MBL, he's known for this too. Vivi still hasn't found Sobek yet.
Is he just going to run into
into the TC? No, okay, he sees it. My goodness, that would have been horrible.
Yeah, I mean, no, that would have been super fun for us.
And really good for Sobek because there's a lot of army. It's just there's spears, there's 5 spears, there's 4 skirms, there's more being made. And Sobek's going to try and play this game where he uses his own skirms against the spears and then uses his scouts against everything else. But that's not easy to do, and it's also not easy to do if Vivi uses his starting scout effectively, because that starting scout could actually run in here and push back those skirms.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, there's another spear popping out for Sobek. I feel like, what is his plan here? He doesn't have fletching, so he could maybe even fight back with a couple of villagers, but Vivi is choosing not to take any risks here.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Sobek, he seems to be trying to kill villagers with the scouts. I thought that he was going to stay at home. So let's see. There's an over chop, over forage.
There is over forage. Those villagers are exposed.
Oh, that's huge.
Yep. Those are Frank scouts. They were pathing a bit weird. So not even.
Yeah, he's like, come on, are you freaking kidding me? And he tried to run in there to block it. It doesn't get the kill. That's frustrating for Sobek.
That's frustrating.
And meanwhile, the trash army is here on his wood line, and there's an archer in the back. So the archer's really helping with the villager kills. And just typical Vivi, he killed a scout in the meanwhile as well.
He snipes
and he's going to kill the second villager with this tiny little army.
Oh, that was big from Vivi.
Yeah, so now you haven't been broken. Your opponent is left with an army mainly comprised of skirmishers, something that you do better in the first place. And frustration is probably sinking in now for Sobek, because he will know that the longer this goes, the worse it can be for the Franks.
And he lost a second scout somewhere? He only has 2 left.
Yeah, he lost it when he was reacting to his woodline. He lost it right next to where the blacksmith is going up for Vivi. So, you know, it was kind of a double whammy there. But actually, Vivi, running into kind of a bad engagement, loses 2 spearmen now.
Those scrims have fletching from Sobek, and Vivi doesn't have fletching yet. He's getting it now.
Yeah, and if more spearmen get taken out, then the scouts can kill all the skirms, and this could start a bit of a snowball for Sobek.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting, again, how different Vivi games are. You know, it's just a unique player. Bring us unique action here. Spearman gets some nice hits. Archer's down now from that group here from Vivi, and Vivi needs more spears here.
Yeah,
because if he doesn't have the spearman numbers, those scouts could be problematic.
Oh, brings another one. Snipes scout. Oh, this was a good micro from Vivi, but somehow Gaia is against him as well.
I do like the amount of control Sobek has at the moment, though. Yeah. He did a good job with his own skirms. He could still make more scouts now, and this is now Vivi in a position where one bad fight and it all could fall apart for him. The spearman's down. The scouts are killing skirmishers.
A lot of them.
The skirms are trading.
Yeah.
But there's no scouts for Vivi, and there's just no real offensive. Like there's no, you're not doing anything more if you're Byzantines. The problem is you're stuck on this. So if it doesn't work, this could be where villagers die. And Sobek with the recovery, sick micro, and the woodline's right there for the taking as more scouts arrive.
Exactly. No, the thing is, if it doesn't work, you're not making enough of them, right?
Yeah, I agree.
As Byzantines. But
so
yeah.
Behind this, Vivi falls back with a market, maybe thinking about Castle Age. He will know that he killed 2 vills and he's only lost 1. And so he sells all of his stone, is going to try and click up to Castle, as Sobek still's got a little bit of an army here. But Vivi, everything that has happened to him over the last minute, I think he can manage that. I don't think he'll be too disappointed by it.
Vivi's still ahead in villagers. Sobek's idle TC time is a bit higher.
Yeah, market for Sobek as well, as we will see Castle Age. Honestly, though, I would really like to see... It feels so weird against Byzantines, but one thing that could really benefit Sobek is if he makes more scouts while he's on his way to Castle Age here. Because I think for Vivi, he's just planning on dropping stables and going camels. And he's being really aggressive with these lumber camp villagers for some reason. He hasn't moved to another woodline. So there's vills for the taking. Sobek came close to killing some earlier. Again gets close. Misses another one.
Thing is, he kind of doesn't have another woodline to fall back to. Like, he's taking the one in the back.
True.
And the other one is super far away from his TCM.
Again, like, he's not walling. It's not really Vivi's style to do so. He just fights back with the vills. This is so crazy.
And there's like a super low HP vill there. He's like 2 HP. And he gets to see another day.
If he made more scouts, had he made like 3 or 4 more scouts, he could have killed those villagers there. There was a window for Sobek. But I think Vivi's going to be happy now because he made his own scout. He could push back the skirms. He's making a second stable and planning on camels. Neither player will have stones, so neither player is adding the second TC in the near future. So this would just be a stable war, I think, at the start of Castle Age.
Yep. in which I don't know, I somehow favor Frank's just because of how good Sobek's eco is being set up. He has so many farms already. However, Vivi does have wheelbarrow, so his villagers
Yeah.
are working more efficient.
I think like you make a couple camels here, and then life is good again though if you're Vivi. I mean, honestly, really, really interesting how exposed these villagers still are on the lumber camp. It didn't even add another scout there while he was on his way, and it gives Sobek an opportunity. If he's keeping the villager close to the skirms so the skirms can't hit, that still should be a dead vill.
That's
And yeah,
that's
he goes
honestly
down.
so smart.
Yeah.
That's very
And
funny.
Sobek 29 to 21 KD, but he'll lose 3 skirms. Sobek scouts moving away to the right side against the camels. Is making knights, is dropping a monastery as well. But this is now the position where you favor the Byzantines, which is why Vivi chose the Byzantines, because he is not broken, and he was even able to get some damage done against his opponent early on with the trash. It was really well done.
Yeah, that's for sure. A couple of knights are moving forward, but they won't be able to do anything against, well, 5 camels already on the field here.
Depending on the reactions from Vivi, because he's going for a camel raid, which is never what you expect. Typically, the camels stay at home.
But
So Sobek's gonna be like, "What? Why are the camels here?
on my
There's camels
exposed gold,
everywhere he goes." Yeah,
Oh no, they just passing.
or not.
Hello?
Yeah, just passing. Vivi's trying to defend right now. Sobek tried to kill that monk with the scouts, and he should get the kill. Gets the kill. That's not bad. Forces a fight against camels because he's got decent upgrades. And now he sees the camels are on his farms.
Wow, okay. That's a lot of camels for Vivi out already.
Yeah.
Has 10 camels. Raiding with a couple of villagers are going down. Woodline is completely exposed from Sobek. And camels are going straight into it.
Yeah, should be able to house wall that
Yeah.
though. Sobek's going to get the house walls down. Well played. Waiting for a couple spears. These camels have done a lot of damage for Vivi, and then Vivi quick walls at home.
Oh,
Because
that's
Sobek switched
amazing.
position there. So well played from both to quick wall.
It's a
And the conversion comes in.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Vivi is pretty ahead right now.
Yep. And now Vivi just eases his way through the rest of the game. And now it's a boom war. He's done more than enough damage. He's dropping the town centers at home.
Raiding Sobek's gold right now.
Yep. Killing the knights. He will lose a camel or two here or there, but I don't think he'll complain too much about that when he's on 3 TCs at home.
That's for sure. Those 2 camels are taking a break. Okay, no.
Okay, so Vivi loses some camels. Kills the trader camels right away, though. And the army count for Sobek is at 7. And he just saw that TC. So now he's like, crap.
Yep.
I'm 1 TC. He's 2. He doesn't even know it's 3. And I cannot break this civilization. What on earth do I do?
Sobek is floating so much wood though. Like I would just like him to put a TC on that gold or something to just protect it somehow, because there's just a flood of camels coming from Vivi's base. You would never expect it, right? A camel is absolutely not a raiding unit at this stage of the game, at least. But like, I mean,
I think the reason he won't, well, now he does it right as I say the reason he won't, but I think the reason it wasn't really part of his plan is because he wanted to prioritize spending all of his res on army and building up towards aggression because he knew how bad this would be. So this is kind of a fallback TC when you like, well, I have the res, I might as well.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the plan is going to shift now into more like pike and boom, I guess.
yeah, probably.
And we'll see if Sobek can delay that Byzantine late game because Vivi's got lots of camels and monks on the field.
Yeah. One monk goes down to a couple of knights though, as Sobek is trying to raid Vivi's eco a bit. But he's fine. Possible over chop soon at the woodline, but for now he's... Oh, is there a hole though? Might be a hole between...
No, I don't think there is, because I saw earlier there was army there, and oh my god, look at that micro from Vivi. He pulled the knight away. It didn't get converted. He's now on the gold, and yes, there's a TC close to this, but it's not actually on the gold. It was on the stone.
Yeah.
So impressive stuff from Vivi there. I really thought he was going to at least lose the unit to a conversion. And he does now need to defend at home because the Knights are attacking the Palisade. Still has time.
I don't think
But
he
Vivi's
noticed it.
just classic Vivi. Just sitting underneath the TC. Who cares how many units I lose here? And he does react in the final moments here to these Knights that we're going to break through.
Yeah, that was pretty good. He brought
This is going to be really tough for Sobek now.
forward as well. Oh, gets insta conversion on those Knights because they were already, I mean, at least on one of them, because they were already charging another one.
Yep, and this might be enough of a bad moment for Sobek to consider tapping out. It is the final game to play all three, but he's just not going to find damage anywhere. These two Knights that he's trying to do damage with get killed off in Vivi's base, and Vivi even goes for TC number 4 when he's already got a 15 eco lead at this point.
Yeah. And, well, almost tripled the army. However, Sobek is switching into pikes, I guess, but I just think it's a bit too late right now.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's easy to say after someone hasn't had success with their plan, but I don't like the Franks when Byzantines was so obviously going to be the play for Vivi. I think it's made life really difficult here, right? It's just a really tough matchup. You almost have to depend on the Byzantines to make a few mistakes, and Vivi has played pretty clean here. So I can't help but feel like maybe Malians could have played in towards like archers and knights or something. Or, you know, some other comp other than just trying to stick with knights. Or maybe he could have gone pikemen earlier. He's going to do it now.
Yeah, I mean,
Vivi makes it look so easy playing like this. It is not easy to play this, like a 4 TC boom defense style on this map.
that's for sure.
He's just amazing at it.
That's for sure. And yeah, if you do take that risk to pick knight civ into a camel civ when the opponent has the access to that, and it was I don't know, pretty obvious that he might go for Byzantines. If you don't get an early value out of that civ, or if you don't use the aggressiveness as its fullest, then I don't know, might as well go for your own camel civ. And like you said, he had Malians in the draft, and might as well pick those.
But it's like, you know, if his style is Scouts Knights, he wants to play towards his strength, so it's tricky.
Yeah,
I think there's one more shot for Sobek in this game. He's got pikes.
Oh.
He sees the castle that Vivi's building casually, so that's nice. And he does have cheap castles with the Franks, so maybe he can get a forward castle down himself soon. Feels like it's on his mind here as he kills the monks here for Vivi. Vivi's so freaking casual about this, man. Like, he's bringing all his camels home, I guess, but this is definitely what I consider to be avoidable. And there goes Sobek. He says, this is my chance back into the game. I've got pikemen against camel. We've denied his castle. Can we place our own castle right next to this? I don't know where the vills are. Here they are.
Yep. Oh, more villagers are coming forward to put... Oh, no, that's not gonna go up, Sobek.
Yeah, but honestly, just the idea's there. Delete that foundation and shift it elsewhere now.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Vivi did the right thing to wall it in, but Vivi doesn't have army to stop pikemen. So just drop the castle on Vivi's face, and then you've got a shot here.
Okay, I know that's not realistic, but like, I'm watching Vivi's villagers on that hill. I would have loved that castle there.
Yeah, well, Vivi knew, and so he just bought 500 more stone. A little wasteful here from Sobek, because he lost a lot of pikemen to the town center fire, but this is extremely messy right now. And it might actually be Sobek who doesn't complete his castle, because Vivi has more villagers building, and Vivi has army to attack.
Oh, wow, yeah, that... I think they both are going to go up, but...
Yeah. Yeah, and at least for Sobek, his castle's gone up in Vivi's eco, and Sobek's eco is currently untouched.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of red villagers that aren't collecting resources right now. I'm seeing a lot of idle time for Vivi. I honestly think Vivi could lose this game from here. His eco is so inefficient at the moment.
Yeah. And now he's kind of committed to attacking that castle with those villagers, because if he pulls them away, they're going to be dead villagers. He is preparing rams, though.
And Sobek's going to run past the TC because there's no Vills there. He steals
No.
a farm to delete it so he could drop a castle there too.
No.
Huh? He stole 2 farms. And he's going to drop another castle.
Yeah,
What is happening?
I mean, Franks don't have those cheap castles anymore, but it's still minus 15%. Their castles are still cheaper. It's like 553 stone at the moment.
Well, it's old patch actually, so
it's old patch.
still
It's old.
old
Yeah,
price.
it's still
I
way
mean,
cheaper castles.
that Vivi just garrisons his TC, and now the castle doesn't go up. But like the chaos is still doing something, right? Like this is not a scenario you encounter a lot, and Sobek's still 3 TCs untouched behind this. So I mean, I don't hate it. Compared to what I thought this game was going to turn into, I actually think Sobek has given himself a real shot here with the forward castles.
I mean, what am I watching? Is he just going to? No, the ram goes down to the knights. I would have loved to see the villagers garrison in that ram. Not gonna happen.
We got petards that came from another castle walking to come hit this castle. We've got rams. Where's the petard even going? Like,
oh, there's another. Look at the
This is
castle.
so
Look at the
weird.
castle that's gonna go up from BT. I mean, gonna go up. That's.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like murder holes coming in from Sobek right now. If only we would have had that earlier.
Vivi, where are you going?
I think Vivi's could throw this game right now.
No, what is this? Oh, but wait, Sobek had 2 knights there, but he just run. No.
He attacked the castle foundation with his Vills, and now he's going to build his own. What's happening again? It's happening again. Okay, so now Vivi's got to run. Worker efficiency last minute for Vivi's eco is 29%. That's his entire eco, 29%. This is bad. Like,
And-
he was losing Vills to Pikes.
Right now, they're at exact number of villagers. His are way, way, way more inefficient, and there's more army on the field from Sobek.
Also, Sobek has another castle foundation placed on the right. So I can't wait to see what happens when that is attempted. I don't know who's going. I feel like this game kind of melted both their brains. And so they're just both going on instinct right now, and it could go any direction. But if Vivi loses this, as Mogedi's pikemen kill villagers, Vivi, this is a massive throw. He should never lose this game. He's had such a good position.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, seeing all of these castles, I was under the impression that Dowd played already.
Yeah, he did play the other day. Look at where the castle. He's trying to place a castle next to where Vivi's taking hunt right now.
Oh, he's gonna.
Like, what a weird sentence.
Yeah, they going to drop all the food. Oh my god.
I think Vivi's gonna. I think Vivi can genuinely lose this game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at another tower going up from Sobek now with the Vills that probably should have been killed, but Vivi forgot about. Wow,
It's
but
gonna
Vivi
go
is
up.
imping. He is imping. Thank God for the
Okay.
cheap Byzantine Imperial Age. Oh my word. Like, Vivi saw pikemen so long ago, I think for him, he was just thinking, I want cataphracts, and that'll count to the pikes, and cataphracts are way more fun. He might actually deny this castle. If he Sobek needs to get a position here, and Sobek thankfully completes the castle in the final moments. My goodness.
Sobek is also so far away from clicking up to the next stage.
Yeah.
I
he
don't
is.
think he will ever click up to the next stage.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, like, Vivi has 6 army, right? And Vivi's got exposed villagers on the right. That would be 20 villagers down. He still doesn't have an answer to this Knight Pikeman comp. He's going to go Pikeman himself, and I'm sure he can afford it because he's Byzantines. But, like, look at the Lumberjacks for Vivi on the front here. If Sobek finds this, all those Vills die. Like, there's 3 castles for Vivi, but it's still not protecting his eco in a way that he needs. And there's another castle from Sobek. That one can't be denied, and that's all up in that eco area again. Farms, gold, everything.
Sobek, what is that? What is that for villagers? No. And he's not even trying to deny them with a tower or something. He's just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna
Let's
build
make
my own
another
castle.
castle. But you're making a castle in a spot where you really don't want to be spending your stone on castles, right?
Under
So-
4 night raids.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Vivi is throwing this game massively. And credit to Sobek for just making it messy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to have a pretty significant Vill lead. He definitely has an efficiency lead. He actually has no gold income right now, which is wild. I don't think he'll complete this castle. It'd be wild if he did with 3 builds, but even still, I think forcing the castle down there from Vivi is pretty good for him.
Yeah. If it was one player from this series that I expected to make the things messy, was Vivi, and not Sobek.
Yeah, it'd be Vivi.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but, I mean, you know, now Vivi's an imp. He's got 4 castles as the Byzantines. He can make trebs if he can get the resources. He still has cheap pikes. Like, it becomes very difficult for Sobek to break the eco any more than he already has because of how defended Vivi is. It's 169 kills for both, by the way. Dead even. Sobek, though, has killed 70 villagers, and Vivi's killed 41.
Yep.
Also, just to add some weirdness to this, there is a monastery in Sobek's base. In Sobek's base, on the left side, that has a relic in it. Like, what?
I mean...
Why was he... How did that happen?
The man saw a relic, put on a monastery made a mug, close the deal. Like, that's the thing now.
Look at Sobek. He's got villagers running along the side of the map to sneak to the north of Vivi's base. You also have Vivi, like, on the right side is just expanded with more eco.
No.
This is insane.
Those villagers are gonna find that gold, and Sobek has been struggling for gold.
Yeah. Oh, man, but I see throwing Axeman from Sobek, and there's multiple reasons I don't like it. First reason I don't like it is because Vivi can make cataphracts out of the castles.
Yeah.
And cataphract should be amazing there. Second reason I don't like it is because you're going to lose your castles. So hopefully it's something other than just Axeman, because he's going to need something more, and it is going to be light cap as well for him, I guess. Because, again, he just doesn't have the gold to be able to make knights. Oh, man. Vivi should still win this game, Daniela, because of Byzantines. You don't need a lot of eco with Byzantines. And I think that's why he was able to just play so relaxed under all this pressure.
I'm genuinely so upset right now. Because I saw Byzantines being picked, and my first thought when I saw Byzantines, I was like, man, when something is gonna happen, or some aggression is gonna happen in Feudal Age or in Castle Age, I'm gonna be able to tell my joke where Byzantines will see it coming, you know, just because of the town watch. And like, this game has been so messy that I completely forgot about that.
Well,
So
you ruined it.
like,
Yep, you ruined it. I'm used to that.
And
Don't
now
worry.
I'm like, okay, well.
Well, I mean, in case you didn't notice, 2 trebs went down there from Vivi on the front. Now there's a castle from Sobek going up in the back
With 2
of
villagers.
Vivi's base.
With 2 villagers.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's 5 more, but they're in the tower right now shooting some arrows. They'll be there to help soon.
Yeah.
Vivi's making archers to eventually go into Arbalest, which is actually an amazing unit choice, but that's going to take some time. So, you know, if Sobek could just get, you know, if he could stabilize his eco and hold a little bit, he might have a chance to get imp and go for some crazy paladin plays. This is the messiest land madness game we have seen in TTL. This is so weird.
For sure.
Do Franks get guard tower? I think they probably do, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me check that.
Co-casters are supposed to have the tech tree memorized. Did you not read the pamphlet I gave you?
I did. I have a short memory.
Just to be clear, there's no pamphlet. Just to be clear, that's a joke. Just so people are like, T90's requiring people to read documentation before they cast.
Yeah, well, have you read the pamphlet? Because you're my co-caster.
Oh, shoot, it got turned around on me. Co-casters are also not supposed to make me look bad, so I guess I am the co-caster then.
Oh, shoot.
Well, anyways, if guard tower's in, you gotta research guard tower. And I like the approach from Sobek. He's now found another area to try and tower rush. The castle may actually go up in the north. I mean, it will also be immediately trapped down, but
Yeah, exactly.
he's trying his best. But I think now that Bracer's in, Cat and Ballistics is on the way, the castles for Vivi are going to be so much stronger in defense. And then the push, the tiny little push of crossbowmen and Treb might not be able to be stopped.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Sobek is floating so much gold at the moment, and he's not really producing gold units right now. He could just buy
Yeah.
imp, but like, what does imp even give you
He
right now?
kept his castle up in the
Yeah.
north with again the axemen, same axemen that had taken out Trebs before.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 150 villas for Sobek. Imp definitely should come in soon. And
Yeah.
with that much gold, I think you just have, even though Byzantine have all these counters to it, I think you just have to try to go Paladin. Just go back into Knights. Go for your best unit again.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of pikes on the field, and looks like Vivi is really committed to fully upgrading those crossbows. It's getting chemistry. Well, less armor and arbalest are missing, but he's working towards that.
Vivi's only golden come is the villagers
Yeah.
on the front with his crossbows, and then the villagers that escaped earlier on the sides. If Sobek could notice the villagers on the sides, could be really strong. And he's actually thinking about maybe some skirms and some light cav at the moment.
Yeah, he's getting elite skirms and ballistics earlier this game.
Yeah, true. Hey, I mean, he didn't need ballistics with Mangadai in the last game. So imagine how strong he'll be with ballistics this game. Hopefully he queues up guard tower, though. I'm guessing Franks don't get guard tower because he would have researched it already.
Oh boy,
really
here we
helped
go
his
again.
towers.
Here we go again. I see 2 castles from. No, oh no, I can't.
Vivi's he's not gonna see that Sobek is making it, and Sobek should be able to notice that if he looks. He doesn't have army around. Also, the imp TC for Sobek is the safe one in the south. So throughout all this chaos, he's been able to think about that. Okay, Sobek fighting this off with villagers, bringing in knights, so this castle could potentially be denied. And Vivi will at the very least lose a lot more villagers. We know that much. I think his castle goes up, though. So good for him. But my goodness, he's lost 130 villagers in this game.
Man, I really thought it's over for Sobek when Vivi hit imp. But
yeah,
I guess he suffered from that low eco efficiency throughout the game.
Vivi made a militia. He's attacking the university. Get it before guard tower comes in.
And that's it. You were right. Cavalier IQ for Sobek. So he is thinking about working his way through cavalry, but I mean, is he gonna be in time? Like, he's taken off his food eco. He's struggling right now.
I mean, now that Arb is in for Vivi, like Vivi's got good upgrades, it's going to be really tough for him to find the timings. But he is going to use the Cav to take the Trebs here. Man, Vivi's lost so many Trebs. Oh god, there's another one now. So he's going to lose that Treb as well to these Knights. He does kill a lot of these Knights, which is nice with the castle, but it's very sloppy from Vivi.
Oh, Trebuchet. Oh, goes down. Yeah, but...
More raids from Sobek in the back of Vivi's base, by the way. That's huge. So good damage done, but Sobek is still losing ground on the front of his base to the Arbalest Trebs. He needs an answer there.
That's for sure. Monastery goes down as well. Now, I mean, I don't know. What's left for Sobek here to protect? Nothing. Those skirms.
Yeah, now he has to try and engage against the main force that he's been pushing with. And he's got quite a few skirms that he waited with.
Oh, Vivi.
And now he can bring more knights. I think Sobek lost the stable that was researching Cavalier, by the way.
Yeah.
I would assume that.
That's bad for him.
From Vivi, if it goes down in the south, then those villagers are all very exposed, and his push is kind of stalling out a little bit in the front of what used to be Sobek's base. I don't even know what is Sobek's base at this point anymore.
The problem is that I don't think he realizes that, and he queued up immediately how that stable went down. He queued up like 8 villagers and 8 light cav, and then he's gonna be like, wait, where are my cavalier actually?
God, this Trebor is so important right now. This is so huge. Byzantine HP really coming in clutch for Vivi. If Vivi wasn't Byzantines, he would have died a long time ago. He got ahead because he was Byzantines, but like, he hasn't thrown this game because of Byzantine bonuses being available. Vivi's really light on gold too, and Vivi's losing his Trebs, Daniela. Like, if he doesn't have the
Oh wow.
castles anywhere other than his base, he may actually not have gold available anymore.
You were talking about that stopping the main force, which Sobek did right now, and now he's
Yeah.
just going to go back to his farms. If
And
he
say,
sounds.
say goodbye to Vivi's Trebs pretty soon. Vivi's getting Halb, though. Oh my god, so it's going to be full Halb. This is so tough. Sobek has played, over the last 20 minutes, everything has been 3 times as hard for Sobek because of the civs. So props to him, win or lose here. Props to him for a fight. He should never have had, a chance to move out. And when he took a chance, he then turned that into 3 or 4 more chances after that. This is insane. Frank's skirmishers are horrible.
Yeah.
Halb is such a tough up. Halb Arbalest is the toughest composition for the Franks to deal with, and that's exactly what Vivi is on.
Yeah.
Vivi
However,
does have 5 relics, though. I just noticed. He has all 5 relics.
Sobek is doing amazing at just constantly raiding Vivi's eco.
Yep.
156 villager kills from him this game.
Yeah. Seriously, an amazing job from him. Vivi has found gold on the right. He's found gold in a couple other areas as well. Vivi's about to hit 10 hours of idle time on villagers in this game, so that's a fun stat. And again, he should win this game. He has more castles than his opponent. He has Halb, he has Arb, he has camels available.
Yeah.
Half the things I mentioned are cheap. But Sobek continues to fight here.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a decent amount of army right now on the field. He's behind in pop, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Vivi, as messy as this game has been, he can't be broken now. I think he can just get one big snowball force and get up to 200 pop. And whether it's Halbs, whether it's Heavy Camel, whether it's Arb, all those things, just so tricky for the units that Sobek's making right now to deal with. Sobek's just going with trash units.
I'm
And
sorry,
Franks are not known at having strong trash units.
I can't take my eyes away from Vivi's lumberjacks. You see those?
Which ones?
The ones next to that castle. They're
Oh.
long distance chopping
Yeah,
wood.
or like the 10 villagers that are standing on one farm because he ran out of wood while placing farms.
I wonder why
Vivi's-
he ran out of wood.
Yeah, I want to actually see his 4 castles have 100 kills combined. So those castles have done a lot for him in defense. But it's impressive, though, that Sobek was still able to kill almost 200 villagers in this game.
Yeah,
With all these biz castles everywhere.
that's for sure.
Ooh.
And he has sneaky stables everywhere. He's just pumping light cap left and right.
Sobek does have Trebs. So he's going to try right now to take out a castle from Vivi. Vivi, though, is being active in the left corner. There's not much there anymore, but that's because Vivi killed it. Vivi is aware of the right side. He's got army and villagers over there. So let's see if Vivi can defend this castle. He doesn't have a ton of stone. He might end up buying stone to repair this if he thinks he can take out these Trebs. It feels like if Sobek doesn't take this castle out, he might end up tapping here because he's getting pushed elsewhere.
Wow, what an insane game this was. It still is.
It's like,
I don't see.
yeah, it still is. It's true. But I think, unfortunately, for Sobek, I think his Trebs are going to go down, and he'll know that he doesn't really have the gold to make more. He'll see Heavy Camel. He'll see. I mean, even the Light Cap are just as strong for the Byzantines. So there's just no real bonuses at play. You fought your hardest here, but I think the draft didn't do him any favors because Vivi just knew the whole time, the whole way through this game, I just have to play relax, play with eco, and even if it gets this messy and I lose 200 villagers, I am Byzantines and I will win. And GG is called. An important win for Vivi. It does actually make me question how well he's gonna do in TTL. In a group that has Viper, Leary, and Tato, right? The other player we're missing then is Classic Pro. But overall, I think Vivi's strategy really, really strong this game. He picked a great civ in game 1, executed that perfectly. And then here in game 3, it felt like he knew exactly what he needed to do, despite the massive throw that led to this game being much longer than maybe it needed to.
Yeah, but oh my, this was a great set, and
Yeah,
that's a tough group to begin with. Having
yeah.
Leary and Viper there.
I think in my predictions, I predicted Vivi would end up being 4th because Leary, Viper, Tato, you think are going to fight for 1, 2, and 3. But, Sobek snagged a win. It wasn't a full sweep. Yeah, when Sobek ends up playing some of those other sets, snags a few wins there that maybe Vivi doesn't, and obviously he might end up surpassing Vivi. It's just week 1. Good to see from both players. I think that Sobek, his level was high today. We saw how good he could be.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it was a bit of misfortune maybe in game 1, stylistically being up against the Burgundians. And then I also think that strategically, at least here, he made it far too obvious he was going to go for scouts and tonights. He saw Byzantines on the draft. I think he'll probably next time try and think of a way to deal with the Byzantines or just not play as with such a one-sided civilization. But my goodness, Sobek actually collected more res in that game. And he was so far behind in villagers. The fun stat is total villagers in the game for Vivi, 299, and then 256 for Sobek. That's in a 200 population game. That's how many villagers they both had.
Net.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was an insane game, and looking forward to see more games like that on the new type of Land Madness we have, right? Because we did have a change, and I'm actually excited about Platinum because what I have been noticing is that we don't usually see the same strats that I don't know. We kind of got the impression that those are the meta on some specific maps. Like we've already got used to some top civs for some maps, right? And then here comes Platinum, and players are saying like, well, we have something else planned. Like for instance, you haven't seen Poles versus Q10s on Fractal until
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. No, I agree. Strategies will
It,
change. And then also I think players will have opinions that they will change throughout the weeks as well, right? Like
yeah.
by week 3, they may feel as though the civilization they think is strong ends up being much weaker than they originally thought. So fun series.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
we we're gonna have to part ways because there's another series. The players were unable to wait for us, so I gotta move into that one. But Danielle, thanks
Sure.
so much for co-casting. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. Thank you again for having me. It was my pleasure. And yeah, good luck with the rest of your stream. And have
Yep,
fun.
absolutely. We'll be in touch. See ya.
Yeah, sure. See ya.